Good morning. We are back up in Ione. We're going to do a very similar ride to what we did last week. We're going to try and see if we can get further. We didn't even make it to Lunch Creek. I think Daryl actually made it to Lunch Creek. He said there was about a 4-foot drop on either side. So it'll be interesting. We got into like 72 on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. It is Saturday and we're back down into the 40s, but the sun's been out this morning, in and out, but man, when it's out, it's real warm. So we got a pretty good group. Jeff, he rode with us a couple weeks ago. He's on 37s. Daryl's with us on 35s. We're gonna let them run the front and have some fun. And we've got a couple of others with us as well. So should be a fun ride. We're gonna see if we can go that lower loop. And if we can, then I think we're gonna run up Smack Out and see how far we can go up there. That should be a little more challenging. So let's get everybody lined up. I'm gonna let Daryl lead today and I'm gonna take the rear. So it should be a slightly different camera view, but just as good. All right, this is one of the fun places. We usually don't go down this. A couple of years ago at our memorial run, we actually had some people not do too well on this. And so with this group that we have here, they are a very well seasoned group. So we're gonna go have some fun on this little washout here. Quick stop here in the woods. This isn't too bad. The snow is definitely way less snow than we had last week. So we're gonna go up here, cross Lunch Creek, which will be fun. I'll show you that. Daryl said that was pretty interesting last week. Probably not gonna be as interesting this week, but it should still be fun. So let's get to Lunch Creek. right here before Lunch Creek, and I've never seen this creek. It's probably a seasonal one. So this is Lunch Creek. It's usually really good running in the springtime like right now. There is a pretty good drop off here, so you're going to want to make sure you stay over there. It's definitely starting to get a little bit more here on the sort of north facing. Looks like he's got some high center. Jeff will throw a winch, pull him out, and it's starting to rain. Turn your wheel to the right. You said in four-wheel drive. Turn your wheel straight. You kept turning your wheel.
Oh, I was just on a two-wheel drive.
I know. Stay in the rut though.
It starts to pack down.
All right, let's see.
He's been dragging the whole time anyway.
Yeah. He's 64-inch and least clearance, but he drives it like he stole it. So.
Oh yeah, we'll see.
like it. It is really soft and mushy here. Okay, well, we got through that. Definitely got some snow on mine. Keith, he just blazed through that. You see his windshield. He's fully covered. This is a killer viewpoint here. We're looking down at Metalline. Metalline Falls are that way. So we're gonna go down there, loop around, and then come back on the lower side. Cedar Creek or Gem Creek. The other one's over there. There's another one up there. There's so many creeks around this area. So we're on our last leg here of the day. We're gonna go up, I think this is Gem Creek Road, go through the washout and see if we can make our way over to Smackout Pass and then come back down Smackout Pass. That'll be interesting. The snow is definitely a little more deep over here on this side. We had barely any until we hit the power lines there. And I have a feeling this is gonna be pretty good. So this will be our last challenge of the day. We're here at one of our favorite washouts. This was made about 2 years ago. There was a heavy amount of water that came down through here and washed this out. But it's been kind of a fun little challenge one. Certainly more challenging when it's wet. Good little challenge. The bottom's actually not too bad. We've done that a lot dry. With as much water that's coming through here, it's starting to rut out again on the driver's side. So a couple people dropped into there. I actually was surprised I was able to crawl out of there that easy, but most likely the floor in front of me had already knocked it down, so I wasn't dealing with quite a wall. But this is another issue. This is getting pretty narrow, so might need to take this tree out and widen this a little bit or something here, or fill this back in, because that's pretty narrow, and if you fall into there, that's probably a good 4 feet drop. So all right, we're heading up. I think we're up to Gem Creek is going to be our next creek crossing. We've done, I think it's like 6 or 7 creek crossings today, so maybe we'll call this video the creek crossing. But been a good day. It was starting to rain a little bit. It's still trying to sprinkle. The sun's been out. Man, I can't complain. I mean, Daryl and I are out here in t-shirts. It's toasty in the rig, so let's go ahead and head up and see how much more fun we can have. this last leg, we will be climbing quite a bit till we hit this peak. We get a lot of elevation here. Daryl and Shane are up front, and it looks like they're having a little bit of difficulty, so we'll see how they can get through there. Unfortunately, it just keeps getting thicker and thicker. As I said earlier, we're probably going to gain about 600-700 feet of elevation before we hit the peak here, where we would go back down to smack out, and the snow is just getting too deep. Daryl said he was shoving it over his front bumper, so we all got turned around. We're gonna take a short break here, and then we're gonna head back down. All right, well, we got around the tree. Now we're gonna make our way back down this washout. Straddle it. Do not recommend that. All right, we got through that. Coming back down on this last section, I was almost on my side. I don't know if the camera will do it justice, but I was pretty sure I was going to test out the bars on the side. All right, well, we've had a fun day. We've had all kinds of things. They got a little bit stuck in snow. We've seen rain, we've seen sun. We are here at this magnificent spot. This is the power lines. We actually started here, but we decided we'd stop here as well on the way back. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Check us out on Facebook. That's where we post a lot of our rides and such. So if you're interested in joining us for a ride, hit us up on Facebook. And don't forget, Rally at the Ranch is September 25th through the 28th. Check out smackoutadventures.com for more information on Rally at the Ranch. Until then, we'll see you next time.